Bam, bam, bam. He or she said, cancel this damn show. They hate it. What? Hold on. Wait a minute.
Make black hair great again.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Now, woo.
We're coming. Get our check.
Cheryl Morrow, the one, the only, the hair oracle.
Well, I think it was Red Dot, and then we also had a cosmetology school instructor in the chat, Miss Denise West, Michelle Allen, Miss Foster. Dang, I missed your name. It's always nice to see Miss Foster in the chat. Michelle Allen, you know how much we love you too.
What? About a whole lot of peace. Cheryl, you order that in a bag of chips. Your hair. What's happening, blacks? How you guys doing out there? Y'all know who it is, right? It's me, your homegirl, Ladosha Wright, aka Key Lolo, coming to you live and direct from Balmy. It's so hot. It is so hot. Is it hot in San Diego?
It is 74.
She got her little sunglasses on. Y'all see her? She all like chilling like a villain. What's happening, good people? Let me take this out. My little cough. Man, I'm telling you, I had some technical difficulties. I don't even know. Like, anywho, I just turned the computer off, turned it back on. Anywho, I'm a better hairstylist than I am a tech person. But I got it together. Anywho, what's happening, good people? We are officially 168 whole episodes in here on the dumbest shit. And we do mean tonight, we talking the dumbest shit that people say about black hair. This one is all about 5 signs of fake natural hair education. Sandra, live, work, clean. I see you, LB. I hope everything is safe on that bus. They better not mess with my baloney or it's just going down. I'll meet you on the bus line. I get rid of all of them. But yes, we are really, really excited. This series here, this one is dear to my heart because I feel like the time we are overdue with this confronting, the massive amount.
Yeah.
And it's hard because, I mean, I see 2 things. I see the media playing a big role, like journalism or whatever. And then I see the educational systems playing a big role and letting some of this stuff just kind of spiral out of control. And now you and I, we're sitting here with over 400,000. Let me give us a big round of applause for that. We got over 400,000 views. So clearly right about now, guys, we must be saying something because you get 400,000 views. Let's got something to say. I saw Roland Martin walking down the street. He was here. It was the national black journalist. And I was trying to stop and bust a U-turn and go get him. But I didn't want to scare him all like that, But anywho, I was finna get him, Cheryl. But anywho, man. What's up, all the black? It was last. It just passed or whatever. But anywho,
yeah. Well,
yeah. So
what mad because all the board members weren't there.
Oh
yeah. It was a big mess.
Oh! I'm gonna have to find out about that. But tonight's topic, we're talking about the 5 signs of fake natural hair education. Now, this particular information is really important.
Just snuck this in on me, guys. I don't know what
y'all not be having any. See, here's the thing, guys. I work in a hair salon, so I see every day the I don't even know how to describe it. It's just so messed up out here with black women and their hair. We're doing World Afro Day, and when you do these things, you have this really great idea. Here it is, guys. World Afro Day is happening in Cleveland on Sunday, September the 6th. And my goal as a hair professional is to really get the information out. But the misinformation is so massive. It's like it's overwhelming. You know, I had to I had to decompress, y'all, because it was just a tough weekend trying to help families with their hair. And so this is why this podcast and all of you who support us, this is why this is so important. Because I told sure now y'all let me know if I'm going off the deep end, because I won't feel bad if y'all say, LaDosha, you know what, you taking it just a little bit too far. I will understand. But I professionally and personally believe that a lot of what Black people are just struggling with, from employment to relationships, you name it, credit, I don't care what it is tied to our hair. And when we see this on an intimate level in the hair salons, I'm just surprised that the natural hair community, why are they just sitting around and acting like they don't see it? Or are they not servicing the same people? Are they in the ivory tower? I mean, y'all let me know. I mean, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot to see people, who are a community. We're talking about communities, IES, of Black women and people with Afro textured hair who don't have a clue of what to do with this hair. They don't understand it. It's something of an enigma. And I was sharing with Cheryl that when I grew up, we understood the Afro hair assignment. You know, it was just understood. You braided it down at night. You did not. Your kids, we just didn't walk around with our hair. We just, and it's, and I wasn't brought up in the ivory tower. When I tell y'all from the hood, I'm talking about the projects, roaches, mice, 8 cousins, toes up your nose. I mean, whoopings. I'm talking about, yeah, eating rice for a week, no water, no light, no gas. I mean, I lived that life, but our hair was not like what I'm seeing today. And it's just concerning me, and that people are just acting like, you know, it ain't my kids, you know what I'm saying, Cheryl?
Yeah.
So y'all let me know. Am I out of order?
We're disconnected. Absolutely.
Y'all let me know. I'm not gonna get upset, because you know how they say, you wear your emotions on your sleeve. You're so sensitive, you know. So just let me know. Are you guys seeing some of the same things if you work in the hair industry, or maybe if you work in mental health? Are you seeing something very, very strange and odd about the way Black women care for their hair? And sure, you asked me an important question. You said, do you think it's class?
And a generational gap. I think I added that at the end.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I mean, as we evolve, you don't expect Black people to devolve in that part of our culture when it comes to hair. You don't expect that. And so when there's when there's other forces that could be at play here, but go ahead.
I'm just wondering, like, anybody remember the Emperor's New Clothes? I know I've said this. I know you're like, don't read a new book. It's like the natural hair movement and the people around it is the Emperor's New Clothes. And y'all remember that fable where that fox or whatever, you know, they was pretending like they was making that emperor all the clothes, and they was, yeah, you look good, and the loyal subject was like, excuse me, sire, you know, excuse me, king.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, this looking good. And I can't do it anymore. I cannot look these people in their faces. I can't, and I won't. And I know what's going to happen. Is that it's just here come the fusion. Here it comes, and I'm ready for it. And tonight's topic, 5 signs of fake natural hair education. We're not here to try to convince you all. If you believe that you can take a strand of hair. Now, I want to let y'all know I done plucked out about 50 strands of my hair trying to do this stupid old float test. But if you believe that if you can take some strands of hair and put it in the water, I'm not going to try to convince you that that's your belief. But we got to break this down because I do believe, I don't believe it, better yet, I know it, that when people get the proper information, they make different choices.
Yeah.
And that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it.
And not only should they make different choices, it should create a different behavior pattern.
Yeah,
that is more conducive for the new information. And when you receive something that is more sound, reasonable, logic, it should change your behavior. You should not be doing the same thing you were doing before you learned better, right?
I also think it's a comfort level. What's going on? A couple of shout outs. What's happening? Kevin and Cheryl right here over on Instagram. We see you, National BB. We got you, SD Monitor News. Janet D, I see you. We rock together out at Beachbrook. You know what I'm talking about. She saw some of this stuff too. It's nice to see you guys over here on YouTube and Facebook. What's up? Our virtual co-host, Sandra. You're right. There it is. The anti-combing movement has set us back. My homegirl, Selena AG. What it do, boo? Nice to see you. I got to look out for you. You know, when you come through, I do you. Oh, my girl, Rashida from Atlanta. And, of course, we got LB representing Shaker. And then, of course, our Canadian babe, Live, Work, Clean. So, everybody, welcome again. 168 episodes in. And tonight, we're going ham with the 5 signs of fake natural hair education. Now, Sandra is kind of like Cheryl. She didn't know what I'm gonna talk about, but you know she picked this. That is one of those fake natural hair education is finger combing, and
what do you and let me ask you guys, and what do you guys think that is and what do you
go ahead, sorry,
right, and what do you think is driving? And Sandra, please answer this question. What do you think is behind? Now, I know that we had the finger combing. And I don't know if they said don't comb it, right? But they do suggest that with the finger combing. What drove the finger combing? What's behind the finger combing?
All right, Instagram. We got some folks. I see y'all coming through. What's up, IG? Come on in. Welcome to the building. Y'all grab a seat, and I feel free to get into the chat, and let's get this discourse going. What's driving?
What drove?
What drove?
Right. What drove the natural hair care movement to not want to comb with an implement or a hardware, a comb? What drove that? Was they experiencing hair loss? What drove it?
Good answer. I was going to go there. I think the pain that's associated with combing Afro hair, that's one that would definitely make people want to run from the comb. Here's a good one. Y'all keep them coming on in. Let's have it, guys. We got to have the conversation. And like I said, I asked y'all the question if I was going crazy. Nobody answered. I won't be upset. I won't, because I need to know. You know how you partial to your own, right. You know, your breath, you think your breath smell good, and your grandkid will go like, Grandma, your breath stink. You know what I'm saying? So just tell me my breath stink. I'm not going to get upset because, you know, like I said, you partial to your own stuff. So we got tender-headedness. Okay. We also have length retention. They're afraid to comb it. because they think that the hair may somehow break off. They see a lot of hair combing out when you comb Afro hair, and that can be very scary. Okay. Instagram, are you guys gonna come on? Feel free to talk to us. Talk to us because we're seeing stuff that is becoming status quo for no reason other than nobody is saying anything. And I get requests to submit articles, to the popular publications. And I noticed that when I don't say the status quo, they don't select my writings. But
yeah, when you're going,
I won't do it
against the cult. When you're going against the cult information and what has been said for the last 25 years, and they want cosmetology, the licensure. They want the salon dweller to kind of co-sign and capitulate the unlicensed natural hair movement. So they want,
and don't forget the information that comes with it.
Yeah, they want to give it credence. And so the moment you put logic or some science or some cosmetology or anything cosmetological, anything that's sound, that is actually belonging to the professional world, they're not going to publish it. Which is
because it's not the group thing. I keep saying tyranny of the majority. Alexis de Tocqueville. It's a very complex read, but it's if you just read some of it or just go listen to this gentleman from France. This was like in the 17th century, as America was getting ready with this democracy, and he could clearly see the tyranny of the majority, and that is, what they say, guys, majority vote rules.
Yeah,
everybody's saying it, so just go along.
So
go along with the go along. We can't do that. Right. Here goes some other answers. So Cheryl's asking, welcome, in case you guys just scrolled in. We are 168 episodes in, and we're talking about 5 signs of fake natural hair education. We had 2 questions. One, I think a lot of the problems that we're seeing in the Black community has to do with their hair. Y'all ain't said nothing, yes or no. And then Cheryl asked the question, what's the drive? What's the push behind not combing hair? And so here's what we have so far. We got tender-headed length retention. Here's a good one. Detangling from the root, not combing 4C hair with conditioner will break off because when 3 bonds are broken, hair is at its weakest. I've retained length since I've stopped detangling. Okay.
So the mere pulling of your hair follicle could just make it that easily come out of your root. So you're saying that combing, just mere combing, your follicle would be that easy to come out. And if you are combing it, you don't think that hair would be the hair that would come out anyway. And so we think that if we don't physically manipulate it, that causes the root to grow if you don't comb it. Now, of course, we have to have all of that make sense, because, of course, one of the reasons why a generation would go natural or non-chemically treated, right, chemical free, was to make the hair stronger and more resilient. But the fragile era came out of the era of hair movement that the hair is supposed to be strong. So we once again, and one of the things that I do believe that why hair is such an ecosystem indicator, like they'll say an ecosystem indicator is when frogs or bees begin to malfunction. You know that your ecosystem is off, right? I know that the ecosystem of Black communities are off once the neglect begins to be so obvious that you don't comb your hair.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's an cultural ecosystem that the neglect is becoming increased. And
Mm-hmm.
so if there is an increased self-neglect, then child neglect, then when you're neglecting your own body, and we don't know if you're drinking correctly or you're hydrated or if you're, but we do know what you do to what we call your external shell, your eyes, your lips, your skin. We know that somebody's in trouble when we see a black eye because the body will bruise. Okay, well, if the body bruises, that means that I can see that. And so when we see the tenderheadedness or whatever you're coming in theories, of course, you guys are coming up with, what is that indicative of? And that's the question, because as hairstylists, we see our clients week after week after week after week, or every 2 weeks, but twice and 3 times a month. We know the last time we saw you. And if we see a steadily downward spiral or a decline, we're going to have a conversation.
Yeah, and it's a conversation it's not being had because, I mean, let's just keep it 100. What's up, Free Natalie at spcglobal.net? She knows how dear this is to my heart. She's been my best friend for like 30 years. But anywho, the truth of the matter when it comes to this, this not combing and this not
not
what's the
wanting
word?
not wanting to put a comb through,
Not wanting to put a comb through it, trying to,
trying
get
to
the
save
something, the length and all of this, that, and the third. It is just cockamamie because
well,
hair
it's not
grows for, I shouldn't say that. That's very mean. I take that back. It's strange because the hair grows for free. I mean, you it's gonna grow anyway. You know,
you're not
it's,
there is no external, besides of course you overcolored it and you overprocessed it or you over relaxed it. And see, this is such a psychological drama to me, because of course we are attaching hair loss to chemicals, and because they're so anti-chemical, how did the fright and the scariness, how did the fear get into the natural hair movement when the hair is supposed to be at its most resilient?
I think it's this right here.
And if you guys can
I
answer
think I
that
think
question.
I think it was the protective styles. I think that the lifestyle in America, like having to get up, go to work, that whole grind. Let's call it the grind.
Mm-hmm.
Eat, sleep, pay, repeat, that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I think the grind, people were looking for something that they could get to it faster. It could be work, the children, relationships, whatever. They wanted to get to that a lot faster. And the notion that somehow if you could skip the hair, you would just have all of this time to sleep a little bit longer, stay up a little bit later, make love a little bit wilder, be free or liberated, things of that nature. I believe that protective hairstyle, it really oversold and it underdelivered, and people just didn't want to admit that this is not working. So they lowered their expectations and said, well, this is what it is. And it became, to me, I call it escapism, because they don't want to go back to it. Because not combing your hair or finger combing your hair is like trying to brush your teeth with like a cloth.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. The comb serves a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And how do we get out of that as Africans?
Mm-hmm.
who live in America or descendants or however y'all, because y'all got all this FBA, datos, whatever y'all call, how are we here? Is those are the rogue people who are like, I'm not gonna do what my mother did. I'm not going to comb my hair like that. I'm not going to braid my hair. I'm going to, and then just the confusion about the varying textures and the belief that the texture is a monolith. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, but we see where people keep trying to compact it and just make it fit their particular situation, knowing that if you do not put a comb in that hair at some point, Houston, we have a problem. Now, if it's real soft and stringy, I still say we're going to have a problem, because the comb is not just about making the hair look good. You know what I'm saying?
Completely.
And I think some of it is too that, like, I'm not prissy, and I'm me. I'm not feminine. You get some of that because we hear a lot of that in the hair. I'm not girly. I'm like, well, no, it's not. It's that has nothing to do with it. But you get some of that too. You guys know what I'm saying? Come on, guys, keep it going. Y'all got some stuff coming in the chat. This is intense discussion.
I have not thought about it quite like that, but let me ask you guys a question. Because when I was living in New York, and I did, I started hair coaching about 2005, right? I did it on the radio. I was on Michael Baisden in New York, and yada yada yada, when he was in the prime slot against Wendy Williams. Let me ask you guys a question. If you guys look up in Google for me, body dysmorphia or body dysmorphic syndrome. And the reason why I wanted to because the protective styles, SAG, of course, points us into the protective styles. Because even needing a protective style for non-chemically treated, non-vulnerable, chemically vulnerable, it's not vulnerable. And right at the bottom there, people also ask, what are the 5 symptoms of body dysmorphic disorder? And so what I would begin to study, and when I created cosmetic trichology, it was important for me to also deal with the social aspect of hair perception. And
would you like for me to open that up, the 5 symptoms?
Yes, if you could.
Okay, and so, yes, I can.
So what I decided to do was create what we call Afro dysmorphia. Because Black people also, there is a phobia against Black people, and I think Black people also have it. And Black women suffer from the Pickaninny syndrome, which is a whole nother over-policed Black women's bodies and their hair and things of that nature was over-policed. However, but when you go down the list of body dysmorphic, why would something, a generation of, or a movement, right? It's almost like in the Black Panther movement, the Black Revolution movement. That movement and revolution is to produce certain behavior patterns, certain behavior pattern modifications, certain belief systems, certain values, right? Virtues. They don't create the opposite kind of pattern that is antithetical to the actual revolution. And so in studying natural hair movement, they have created the opposite.
Yeah.
So they're protecting hair that is actually the reason why they went natural in the first place. So why would they create things that would be antithetical to that, right? And so now 4C, which is the most dominant, strongest, the most thickest, why is that having such vulnerable attributes connected to it? how did protective hairstyles come out of a movement that is supposed to be resilient and strong and things of that nature? Because one of the reasons why you went natural was to not be vulnerable and to have it real and to have it
Well,
strong, have it healthy. How did we get here?
well, I
And
can tell you one, and we talked about this just a little bit over the phone. And that is when you look at the actual hair industry, or just any industry, as I said to Cheryl, you will see that they have a goal, like automotives. They have a goal. They want people to drive a car. Okay. The food industry, they want people to eat food. So whether it's fast food, vegan food,
whatever.
greasy
They
spoon,
want
I
that
don't
to
care. They
consume.
want you to consume this food. And when you look at, I don't mean to just say this, but let's say white people with their hair, they have a goal: cut and
And
color.
color.
That is their goal. Our primary reason for fighting for the license, blah, 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 blah. We
It's
want
cut and color.
people cut and color. But now black people, we had one, and that was what you talked about, which was to get this hair to look away so we can compete in the
Texture
marketplace.
enhancement. I
Yeah,
call it texture enhancement. Yeah.
so that we can compete in the marketplace. That
So we
was
can wear it
our
many different ways,
way.
enjoy it, soft
Right,
and moist.
right.
Yeah, we had some goals.
Yes, we had some goals. Now, this natural hair movement has no goals for their people. They have none. They have a lot of stuff to sell them, and they have much, 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 much stuff to say. But that massive amount of people to be under the spell, uh and I am going to call it a spell because that's what it is. They are truly hypnotized, and I think some of them, it's like a bad relationship. They're afraid to come out of it, and I know because I've been in several of those, and you're always afraid. And I'm not talking about with no guy. I'm talking about girls. Some of your girl best friends, you be scared to break off their relationship with them girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? And so people are, some are afraid to just let that go. Now we are seeing a people are reclaiming this, but the industry itself is not giving their clients, future clients, potential, whatever you want to call them, they have no direction on this natural hair except to let it be. And that is unacceptable. And when we look at what you were asking us to look at, these 5 features of body dysmorphic disorder, we see this in the natural hair. Preoccupied with perceived flaws like damaged hair. I cannot believe in 2025 we are out here telling black women that their hair is damaged. We ought to cut this. Repetitive behaviors. Just engage with the mirror checking, the twisting, oh, I got to go buy this. I got to get my hair. I got to get this on. No. Camouflaging. I don't want nobody to know my hair is thinning. Who cares? Who cares? Seeking reassurance. I got to get my 4C, my type 3, what is this? This must be put to an end because it is hurting people mentally. I mean, they can't even function in a salon setting. They come in like, I dare you. Do you do for a lady came in? I'm using the Rev Air, and I noticed that you don't use the Rev Air on 4C hair. Negro, if you don't cut, and I didn't say that. Y'all know I didn't say that. But social avoidance.
Right.
I'm not black, or that could be, we can go on forever. Distress and impairment. Just emotionally. Children are just, we volunteered to do some hair over the weekend, and I'm telling you, I was just, it's unbelievable, guys. And we are, what's that word when your mother say when you complicit? We're complicit if we go along with it. I ain't doing this, Cheryl.
I know.
Y'all can say whatever y'all adults. You picking on people. People got a right to their opinions. They do, but wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. And you telling people to put some hair in the test and some water, and you call that science?
Well, I will say that we and this is probably a broader subject for Planet Pluto Pseudo on Thursday, but our as you look at that list, and if you apply it to all of the behavior patterns that has started in Y2K, natural movement, up until the as we say, 2025 is the anniversary, and so 25 years is a long time to propagandize, to 25 years of rhetoric, 25 years of saying things that were not true. 25 years is a long time because the children that you are talking about, they weren't here 25 years ago, unless they're 25 and the mother is 25. But even 25 years ago, a 25-year-old was one, right? And so there is a huge knowledge, wisdom, cultural wisdom, and scientific cosmetology. And the sad part about it is that it willfully and woefully did not want to learn. That's what, I mean, now we find ourselves having to reconnect and we're going to have to reconnect to create coalition, because trying to fix it all, and I'm not trying to fix it all, we need each other, right?
Yes, we do.
And
Yes.
I believe that, and there are probably some people better to teach it than you and I.
Oh, most definitely.
But what we do need to we need to use our eyes in a way that we can lovingly and in a not a sympathetic model, because all we're doing is feeling sorry. And as they say, you feel sorry for someone, you make them sorry, and you don't want to do that. You want to be able to gently apply correction. And I
Right.
think all of us who are teachers and instructors and
But I think
Mhm,
that's the hard part is the correction.
mhm.
People are wedded to their misinformation. So let's start with the top 5. There are
Look,
several. 5 signs of fake, and we do mean fake, natural hair education that people are buying. And we're going to ask you, the consumer, to not do this. But if you must, we understand. And if you are a professional, just
okay.
don't do it, because ethically and scientifically, it's just out of order.
Yeah.
So, in no given order, they don't apply. Let's start off with hair absorbing moisture. Here we go.
You see how it's just bouncing off?
Okay.
Okay.
It's not even in the
It's
hair.
not in the hair.
It's on my hair.
It's on your hair.
It's on
This
my
is
hair.
what's happened. It's
Oh
on
my
your
God.
hair. The water's not in your hair.
Tracy, I'm freaking out. I
Yeah,
can see it.
You can see it. And this, if I take off, I'm not taking off my cap, but if I normally do this to myself to show people what hydrated hair does and how it behaves, because if I wet my same section of hair down, those beads of water, you can see them slowly absorbing into my hair and not dripping off of my
Onto
hair
my-
like this. Yes.
Yeah.
You'll see it. So there's a difference between clean and natural products. Not all natural products are clean, meaning free of sulfates, parabens, phthalates, all the things that clog the hair strand or keep it from absorbing moisture. So they're more.
It's a sad situation, and you can't argue that that is her opinion, and she is
Right.
most certainly entitled to it. But that's kind of like And it's that's extreme, but it is extreme because we're living this. That's like watching somebody, like do some crack, and you
Well,
just
it would be called malfeasant
thank you.
medical field.
I keep telling y'all from the projects, y'all like malfeasant. I'm like dumbass. Anywho,
Yeah, because we can go to Google, and we can go to the almanac, we can go to Gray's Anatomy, we can go to the books of dermatology. Hair is hydrophobic.
at what point in our lives, I just don't recall ever, even before I became a cosmetologist.
That was never taught.
I mean, how many people in the chat believe this? Let me play it again. Yes, please don't forget to hit the like button. But how many? Because the chat is looking pretty full. So just put yes, no. Yeah, I'm going to play it again. As a matter of fact, on all of them, I'm going to ask. Let's just rank. Do you believe this right here? Here we go. Let's play it one more again. Yes or no? Air absorbing one.
You see how it's just bouncing off?
Okay. It's not even in the
hair. It's
not
in the hair.
It's on my hair.
It's on your hair. This is what's happened. It's on your hair. The water's not in your hair.
Tracy, I'm freaking out. I can see it.
You can see it. And this, if I take off, I'm not taking off my cap, but if I normally do this to myself to show people what hydrated hair does and how it behaves, because if I wet my same section of hair down, those beads of water, you can see them slowly absorbing into my hair and not dripping off of my hair like this. Yes. Yeah. You'll see it. So there's a difference between clean and natural products. Not all natural products are clean, meaning free of sulfates, parabens, phthalates, all the things that clog the hair strand or keep it from absorbing moisture. So they're
She didn't say clogged, did she?
She said clogged. She said clogged. Then she switched. She switched it in the middle and blamed it on the hair care products. She said that if that was her hair, she could see this absorbing into her hair. Now, y'all know I'm a nerd, right? I'm a bootleg nerd. Okay, no, I'm a nerd for real. But who remembers in the 6th grade, they used to have little science kits. Remember with the petri dish, and you could put the bread, you get the mold, and you could get the little amoeba, go out into the hood. Y'all know everybody got a little pond in the hood, get the little, and they would just show you how science was just everywhere, even in the hood, right?
Right.
But the one thing that stuck out to me the most was water evaporating. Now, I'm 58 years old. Chrissy was sitting right next to me in that class. I'm 58, and I know that water evaporates. You mean to tell me this young, bright, intelligent woman perceives water evaporating as water being absorbed into her hair? This is an utter,
right. And we all,
I don't know. Did we
right
miss
now,
that?
but
I'm not saying we all got it in elementary school. I know some of y'all might say I wasn't.
Well, of course they did, because they understand that while you have water vapors, there's also something called precipitation, which means that it micronizes, okay, and it evaporates. But I think the most incredible part about that video is that she doesn't understand what we call surface tension. Right? And all water has molecules, and on a surface they like to stick together. And so if y'all can Google water surface tension, you guys, every Black person on the face of this planet has waken up and has went to school, walked past some grass, and saw beads of water on the blades of grass.
It's called dew. Dew, okay? Dew body electric.
Well, right. And we would call it, because it wasn't raining, it was what? It was a precipitation. All right. and it was real thin. It was because it was too hot for it to really rain. So it was warm. It's usually in humidity, fog and fog is water.
It was sultry. Y'all remember that from Throw Mama from the Train? Sultry. That's the word that made him throw Mama from the Train. Y'all remember that movie? Damn, that was a good ass movie. I'm telling my age. What's up, Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito, right? And so that is, y'all seen a bead on a blade because of the surface tension. And, and I'm not going to say that Black people are antithetical to science. I won't say that. I just don't understand where she got that, because hair.
Lookership. That's it. Looked like that's what it was taking place. We're gonna call that lookership. Let's move on.
No. She had way too much information for it to be lookership.
Everything she said was lookership, though.
Yeah, because she lifted up the hair and it was bone. It was dry as.
Yeah, everything was lookership.
She wanted to show that.
Yeah, because that's what it looked.
You're smart.
And then the lady who was sitting in the chair was like, "Oh my God," she was going along. It looked. We call it lookership. All right. Okay. Here's another one. Heat damage. 5 signs of fake natural hair education. But this is gonna be interesting. You're gonna love this for sure.
So look at this. You see these ends? You see this? So this is from dipping our hair in hot boiling water in braids. So a lot of people is going into braids, and instead of just dipping the tip to seal the synthetic hair, they're taking the hot water all the way up and it's scorching the hair. So just think about it. If the water is so hot where it can give you a 3rd-degree burn, imagine the damage it's doing to our hair.
I ain't gonna act like hot water has a negative effect on the hair.
Does.
But good Lord, it ate nickel.
All water does. And we've talked about this many times.
We just got to go over. We just got to cover it again. The 3rd degree. Woo-wee.
Well, third degree is not even.
Y'all know about that 3rd degree burn on some hair. If 3rd degree can burn your skin, you know what 3rd degree to do to your hair. I don't think that applies, but that's a little reach. But there is some negatives.
But she made that up.
And the hair just wasn't blow dried properly. That's all. Like, girl, what you doing? She had too much grease on the hair. It wasn't enough heat. The hair it was not done professionally. That's all.
You know what and I know we know. And I know we know that hair is a fiber. You think we really have grasped that? You think we've grasped that natural, like hair is a fiber?
No. Come on, body electric. We got a good one here, Cheryl. If water absorbs into hair, then why wouldn't a single hair shaft get thicker? Good. Come on, let me give you a hand clap on that. You was clowning with us last week. Now I know you back. Come on. You better say that, girl. This is the type of stuff that I don't know. We need to just say this stuff out loud. Let's give it up for the body electric supplement. Why wasn't it? But anyhow.
Well, once you understand. Well, let me ask you a question. When you buy a sweater, okay, walk with me, body electric, right? When you buy a sweater, right, and they tell you, and you have wool, half lamb's wool, half cotton, cotton blend, right?
Polyester.
And when they tell you, and on the label, because of course, fabrics, because they're either like a sugar, or they're a vegetable, or they're a tweed, or they're a plant, or whatever. Okay. But when you buy a sweater and it comes with a tag and it says "do not wash," why do you think they say that?
We're waiting. How you guys doing over here on Instagram? Oh, Instagram is on fire. What's going on? Oh, thank you, Lady Joy Victoria. Okay. Seven La Monster, Shalimar.
Because what's happening? This is part of our Afro hair science. Now, I'm not going to teach Afro hair science mastering texture, but we're going to deal with the follicle in Houston. However,
ACL and Wilkin, I see you over here. Instagram is going in.
Why do they want you to actually keep water away from the sweater?
Because it will shrink.
Okay.
The fiber stretches.
Okay.
Water changes the fiber.
Okay.
Then it will shrink when it dries. So pretty much the water is going to alter it, and then it's going to shrink.
Now, the answer is more akin to the electric answer the first time. Now, I want you guys to understand, when the wool sweater is originally woven, it is the size that it shrinks to if you accidentally get it wet. That's the real size of the sweater. Wool doesn't stretch. They weave it to make it stretch to a size 4, size 6, size 8, 9, 10, extra large, 2X, 1X. Okay? That is not the real size of the goddamn sweater, y'all. That's a manufactured size. The real size of the sweater is what it returns to if you accidentally don't dry clean it versus wet clean it. Because water has a trigger, and it's going to trigger the fibers in the sweater to do exactly what she just said. Once the water makes hair coil. Coil conserves space, so it's going to return back to its natural size. Okay? Dry cleaning prevents the water application, so no water gets to it. And so when you talk about, so even in the conversation of my wonderful brothers and sisters who are naturally in the natural hair movement, you can't be upset about shrinking and wanting the hair to absorb, because if the shit absorbed, you wouldn't like the sweater anyway. So to prevent that, the surface tension prevents, because the fiber is hydrophobic, nothing goes in. And if it did, that's why you can prove there is no natural porosity, because the water trigger doesn't penetrate, but yet it triggers the coil, which is making the sweater shrink.
Right.
That just means that the sweater is just returning back to its natural size. So you guys wanting to stretch it and stretch it and stretch it with all these polymers and all these big lipids, pulling it down and want it to go this way, it is antithetical to the coil. It doesn't work. So you guys,
and if you
water as an indicator of wanting it to absorb, it would get it's even if the science made sense the way you guys are saying it, you still would not like the result, because it is going to go coiled. It doesn't make a difference of what you're still not going to get.
It'd be waterlogged and all kinds of stuff. But if you like this science that Cheryl is talking, then check this out. Here we go. Professionals, trichologists, innovators, and icons. The Afro hair education you've all been waiting for happens this September at the Beauty Under One Roof's Afro Hair Summit 2025 in Houston, Texas at the Hilton North near Bush Airport. 2 dynamic days of Afro hair education featuring the world-renowned cosmetic trichologist Cheryl Merrill and certified master colorist LaDosha Wright. This summit includes a marketplace, Afro hair fashion show, panel discussion, day party, and concludes with a featured documentary film by Michael Sterling, American Curl, The Rise and Fall of the Curl. You can receive free shuttle and breakfast using the Beauty Under One Roof code. Visit us at beautyounderoneroof.com to get your tickets now. Hashtag Beauty Under One Roof. Deuces. All right, there you have it. It's going down Sunday and Monday, September 14th and 15th in Houston, Texas. Licensed professionals come on and meet us there and get a little bit more information about the dysfunction of the Afro follicle. I'm sure you're doing a great job tonight. Let's cover a little bit more of the heat damage. So that's the number 2. That's the second sign of fake natural hair education is the notion of a heat damage. Now, if you've been rocking out with us, this should validate what you've heard or already know. But what you say about heat damage, be it a flat iron or water, and let's help them out.
Okay.
The truth. Heat damage.
Heat damage.
Oh, we forgot to ask, how many people in the chat believe in heat damage? We got a lot of new people here. Welcome, guys. I see you coming on through. Susan, how are you doing, Miss Susan? So nice to have you. Frida, I hope you're still here. If you still are. How many people in the chat? What's up, Marks M? You're dropping much knowledge in the chat as well. We appreciate all of the comments. And then, of course, over here on Instagram, how many people believe in the notion or the premise or the foundation or whatever of heat damage? Do you believe you could take a flat iron, a straightening comb, a curling iron, a hooded dryer, hot water, crimping irons? I'm just getting our blow dryers, How many people believe that heat can damage your hair? Okay.
What they say? So what say you? What say you?
Okay, they coming through. Y'all come on. This now we want you guys to join the conversation because we're here to help, liberate, and you guys can teach us some stuff too. Now, at any point we wrong, by all means, please, if you're watching this post live and you like, I respectfully disagree, because please drop it in the chat. But so one person said they did 2 years ago, and one person said, yes, they do believe in heat damage. And let's see if they said anything over on Instagram. Instagram, how y'all doing over here? Y'all watching? I see y'all. They let me know y'all in the chat. Don't be scared, guys. We're here to help you out, okay? All right. Okay. So they're maybe a little shy over on Instagram, but that's okay. All right. So, yeah. So far, everybody's like, yes. They believe it's coming in. Yes, I think so. Okay, thank you guys so very much. Yes, body said yes, you can heat damage your hair. Okay, thank you guys. We give y'all a big round of applause, Cheryl, for that. We appreciate y'all. Y'all little paduka, give y'all a big round of applause.
Man.
All right, thank you guys.
There you go.
All right, Cheryl, let's help them out.
Okay. Well, the answer is yes, and you can damage your hair through heat. But my goal with this answer is to approach it and to allow you guys, because we all say it's a fiber. Wouldn't you agree? Hair is a fiber, okay? And the very same thing as you approach, because I'm an iron. I love crisp, white, beautiful white shirts. That's my thing. And I find ironing very relaxing. And so I got a bad
I'm pray for sure, y'all. Pray for the Heavenly Father. Pray for her to not like ironing clothes.
It's relaxing to me. And I put my creases, I apply my, my starch. So I want my natural hair care people and my cosmetologists to understand that you don't have the fear and you don't have the over marketing and you're not over marketed when you go and iron your clothes. You iron your clothes and your iron has a setting and you put the water in. You don't have fear, okay? Because this is a cotton protein. It's the same principles, but why don't we scare the fabric fashion world? You know why? Because the fashion world ain't having that shit. That's why. There is proper usage in anything, but for to have a movement vilify heat for the sake of it, to traumatize and terrorize themselves for the sake of it, is been a challenge for me. And I teach this over and heat over and over. And actually, heat, what happens when you guys have a sore muscle? What do you guys do?
Get that little heating pad out.
Okay. Heat is not the same as a fever. Heat is not the same as inflammation. So there's all types of sources in context. Why we just plainly, okay, just vilified heat, it's just one of those issues for me, right? That it just allows us to be lazy. It's just a lazy.
I just think if heat was so bad,
right,
surely it wouldn't be in the hair salon. That's the shizzle my nizzle. Used to dribble it out in VA. That's one. Two, I think the conversation could lean towards the person who's responsible with the heat than the heat itself. So instead of like the heat damaged my hair, the person did not know how to.
Yeah, because you can burn.
You can burn it up, but that's a total different conversation. Because you can hold a flat iron on your hair.
Right.
You can hold a flat iron on your hair, just hold it, and it won't burn off unless the hair is already compromised with some type of chemical or whatever. But you can hold it there. It's not going to catch on fire. Anybody ever notice that? You notice when you flat iron your hair, it never catches on fire. I mean, it just doesn't happen.
Well, here's the thing. And one of the things that, because heat and heat tools and the science behind ceramic plating, we're not taught why stainless steel is direct heat, which is direct current, right? And infrared heat is ceramic heat, which is flat iron. So ceramic goes through the hair. That's why it doesn't burn.
I never knew that. But you can burn it off with them Marcel irons.
Yeah, that's direct heat.
But at that point, that's a technician. I mean, that person, and that hair is gone anyway, so it ain't gonna be damaged because it's stuck on the arm. And what's left is still some good.
Right. And as Black people, what fried chicken would you rather eat? Would you rather eat fried chicken from a cast iron or a laminated T-file nonstick pan? Which one would you rather eat it from?
All right, here we go, guys. Good question. While you at it, hold on. Let's see. How many people want their chicken fried in a cast iron or that good old expensive T-file with the
expensive
protection in it? You know what I'm saying?
That
stuff's expensive. But while you guys are doing that right now, Sandra says, please do this. Here we go.
Pump me on. Pump
All right, who wants that chicken fried in a cast iron kettle skillet? Or you want to go to TJ Maxx, not that I know anything about that, and get some of that T5, that non-stick. You know what I'm talking about? How do you want that? Where you want your your chicken fried? Let's see what they say, girl.
Right.
Oh, hands down, everybody is like cat. Y'all must be black. No, I'm just kidding. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me get it together. Everybody said cast iron, and we got some questions too.
Okay, and then if I were to ask you if you wanted to fillet and wanted chicken fingers and wanted a chicken fillet, you would not use the cast iron because you now want the skin soft and golden, right? And so direct heat cast iron distributes the heat direct from top to the middle. That's why frying chicken is an art, because if you don't watch it, you'll burn the skin before you'll cook the meat inside.
Wow.
And the T-file reverses it. The T-file nonstick reverses it. It cooks through the meat to the outside. And that's why you can't get that meat burnt. It's always golden, soft, and things of that nature. So the heat distributes it. And so that's why we pick and choose flat irons today, because we can do synthetic with it too. You can do a lot of things with infrared heat.
Okay. All right. We got a couple of questions here. All right. So let's go back up to the heat protectants. What you say, heat can damage hair depending on temperature and heat protectors.
Well, somebody hit me with the heat protector conversation this morning. And one of the problems with heat protectors is that if I don't get your hair straight and if it ain't silky and all that, then I didn't do a good job as a hairstylist. So having things to protect your hair from heat when it's my job to apply the heat is just, to me, another resin that connects with the plate and that causes vapors. I don't like heat.
It's a money grab. I'm just cutting through this. I used to be a heat protecting person until I met Cheryl. What's up, Real Roots? Don't forget. Oh, she rocked it out this Sunday, y'all. She was getting down. I saw you. Check her out, guys. That's my favorite podcast right here. Real Roots. Y'all check out Yate talking about becoming a barber. She rocked it out. All right. What's up, Yate? Right here on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook. She everywhere. She like us. She's everywhere. All right. Okay. Next question. Hold on, Cheryl. If it smokes, it's too hot. Oh,
I would probably say
too hot, baby.
If it smokes, it's dirty.
Gotta run for shelter.
I don't think they don't smoke just for the hell of it, do they?
Yeah, if you see smoke, that hair is not clean. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Now, you ain't hear that from me and Cheryl. I mean, if you got too much, you put too much oil on the hair, you know, then you cooking the oil with you can't do product overkill. But then now the hair is dirty. That's still the same thing. So I guess if it's smoking, that hair ain't clean.
Yeah, sometimes the plates on the flat iron has resin.
Yeah, make sure y'all clean them. Spray them with some alcohol after each use.
Because it shouldn't.
Make sure y'all keep them clean. They shouldn't smoke. Yeah, we don't really have smoke in the hair salon. We don't do that. When I see smoke, I automatically turn around, take them back to the shampoo bowl. That's the only thing that means. All right, we got one more question. Here we go. Keep your questions coming. We're here for you guys. So is titanium heat, like what kind of heat is titanium? That's a good. Let me give you a hand clap for that one. That we see those in the store. You know, you get your blow dryers are titanium, your flat irons, everything's titanium. Okay, here we go. That's a good one.
Right.
All right. Okay. Keep those questions coming, guys. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. So titanium is what kind of heat?
Titanium is still one of those resin plates that's coated. Okay. And the wavelength of the heat, okay, is slowed down the heat wave, so it penetrates. You're still using a ceramic plate.
It's just
Even,
another mineral.
right, even though it's coated with
Yeah,
titanium.
they take that cast when they make the actual plate and they treat it with diamond dust or jade or titanium. They treat those guys. They have videos here on YouTube if you want to watch them make a flat iron. Very interesting. They are letting you see how they make them right here on YouTube. I've watched those videos a couple of times. Another question. But can't heat damage hair if your curls don't come back? That's a good one. Hold on, LB. Let me give you a hand clap. Y'all coming through tonight. Y'all getting y'all shirts worth. Y'all better meet us up that Beauty Under One Roof. I know that much, okay? Tell your friends to come check us out, all right? Okay, but can't heat damage hair if your curls don't come back.
Well, LB, let's say the question different. Why do you perceive that the hair is damaged? Because the curl won't come back. Why are you perceiving it that it's damaged and that it's just the cuticle is closed? Because if I say to you, I wanted to relax your hair in a natural way, and then I press it 2 or 3 times, and now the hair is used to be really coily, and now when we wet it, now it's wavy. Why would you associate that with damage and not just the fact that we have elongated and really closed those cuticles down, and the water can't permeate the cuticle layer? Why would you
not penetrate, guys? She said permeate. I just want to.
I didn't say, yeah, right. Permeate is different because, of course, the water triggers the cuticle and then it winds. But I'm asking you, why would that be considered damage when you are, and because that's a loaded question too, LB, because there is no understanding of how this process is happening, and I know we have an education gap here, but because the natural world has told you that when your hair doesn't return, it's almost like there are certain parts of my shirt that is easier, that doesn't wrinkle after a while, but there's the collars or there's another part that or there are some what we call non-wrinkle cotton.
Right.
And so
her response is, because wavy isn't my original pattern.
Right. Okay. But does it mean that the hair is damaged? Or do you understand what damage is? I think that that's the question. Why do we perceive damage? Because damage means that what? So you are associating straightness with damage?
How many people like my hair?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, ooh, LaDosha hair has got to be damaged because she got everything going up. She got highlights, she got color. She flat iron her hair. I flat iron my hair 2-3. I flat iron my hair all the time.
Because of course, I keep telling y'all, hair is keratin. It's a protein. It's a fiber. And so one repetitive motion after a while repatterns the cuticle layer. It just doesn't respond to water, but it's not damaged.
Yeah.
It's a repetitive, it's almost like just doing, how when you just rub something, I have in my car seat, I just rub my elbow, leans on it a while, and you can see the repattering of the leather.
Right.
But now if I want my leather back the way I want to, I'm going to have to just get a whole new, armrest if that's, but I don't perceive the leather. I just think the leather is giving way to the pattern. It's not damaged fiber. So
and the other thing too is, can we just?
That's what the problem is.
And when it's damaged, y'all, it's just off. It's just gonna be gone. Let me just cut through the chase. Like if these ends or whatever, if we try to curl them or whatever, and they don't do anything, you know what we do? Just snip them off, and then the hair will come. It's not damaged hair is gone. If it's on your head, you're okay. Like I said, it's 2025. That is one word.
And let me just say this.
Take that word out.
And let me say this. The more 4C a head of hair is, the more it responds to that very repattern, because you have to remember, high coil strands are flat. The flatter, the more coilier. Okay? The more wavy, the more straighter that hair is going, the more cylinder. Okay? So 4C types of hair, they straighten better.
Yeah, we know that.
Hair types.
But
the problem is because the hair strand is flat in nature, that the water particles, the water is very hard to get to permeate after a while. It's just a nature of the hair strand. But to consider it damaged is a stretch.
Oh, that's it.
It's scientific.
This is my favorite one. Me and Cheryl be going out like it. I remember my family talking about training your natural hair. Is that what you mean, Miss Cheryl? And repatterning? Nah, because you can't train. I always say trying to train hair is like trying to train a cat.
But you can't decide when a fiber begins to give way to the repetition. So to say you are patterning it is a stretch. By virtue, right? By virtue of putting your hand somewhere all the time, the surface begins to acquiesce to that specific motion or act. But you don't get to decide that when I'm training it,
Yeah, it's kind of like trying to break blue jeans in,
Right.
You can't really determine when those Jordache jeans. Y'all remember them Jordache Gloria Vanderbilt?
Right.
You would watch them suck at them Levi's. You could just stand them up in the corner. You really couldn't determine when that blue jean was going to break down. You just had to. You looked up and you just had some real nice, soft, well-worn jeans that were
your
so
body
good.
oils and your skin, and it's just everything. It's a combination, but to say it in the way we say it in colloquialism, in the way we say it in urban kind of vernacular, doesn't quite happen that way. Yeah. But if you repeatedly do wear a ponytail, guess what's going to happen to your hairline? Okay. So, or but it's not just about black girls. It happens in white folks. It happens in men. It happens everywhere.
There's nothing wrong with your hair.
Right. When you part it on the side, he begins to kind of, the scalp responds. And if you see it getting a little, thin or whatever, you just switch it.
Yeah. Or you do what I do. Just say that shit off. You know what I'm saying? I just start tucking that hair behind my ear. I just cut it off the hair. You keep tucking it and tucking it, and it just kept, breaking from me touching and rubbing. And I said, because remember, once it's damaged, it's gone. It's just going to come off. It's not going to stay because the hair is done. It's like, okay, I had enough. I just go and cut it off. All right, next one. Moisturizer. We got hair absorbing. Now we have moisturizer.
Water just beads up and rolls off of my hair. So how am I supposed to hydrate it? I get this question a lot, and I've walked so many people through really hydrating their curls, but it doesn't ease my nerves at this stage where I'm trying to saturate their hair and the water just won't take. You can see I've held the water on this section for a while, yet the water is still beading up and dripping off the section. So if that's how I feel in the salon, I can only imagine how you feel at home figuring things out on your own. So if you need that reassurance, I'm going to tell you exactly what I told Margarita here. Be patient and persevere. We can still hydrate your curls, it's just going to take a little bit longer. But once we do start to see some progress, we can't help but let everyone have a feel.
Can you tell the difference? And I can see it.
Did she feel the difference of what?
Now, I ain't about to take y'all through. We've been on an hour and a half. I'm just gonna say, y'all know the lady hair was dirty. I mean, come on now, come on. 5 signs of fake natural hair education. We got y'all going with hair absorbing. We took it on through to heat damage, whatever the moisturizer.
But do you guys really believe? Okay, and you can ask this question, Kilo. Do you guys really think that H2O is moisture?
How many people think water is moisture? Let's get it. We got 2 more clips to show. Water is moisture. What's going on, Mr. Tisdale? I see you over there. How you doing, Instagram? How many people think water is moisture? Let me just try it. Hold on. Let me get that. Hold on. What's up, Theo? Is this water moisture? Hold on. Am I moisturized now? Sure. I'm feeling kind of moist. How many people think that water?
Now, the Kilolo just told you that water evaporates. But go ahead.
You cheated. Now they're scared to answer. We gonna wait. Hold on while we waiting. Hold on. We got another commercial. I know it's a little delayed response. I got another commercial for y'all. Hold on. A little delayed response. Here's a commercial about World Afro Day. Do you have more hair care products in the beauty supply store and are still frustrated with your Afro hair? What about them styling tools? Too many and taking all day to do it? Oh yeah, that come out. I know it hurt like heck and you got all that hair in the sink thinking your hair falling out. Don't worry, we understand your frustrations, so mark your calendars, set your reminders, and tell all your Afro hair peeps to attend World Afro Day Cleveland on Saturday, September the 6th between 1 to 3 p.m. at the Community Garden Center on 36th and Central in Cleveland, Ohio. Oh, yeah, we got some free Afro hair care tips, demonstrations, poetry, spoken word, music, line dancing, giveaways, and yep, that chance to win a free Rev Air via Cleveland's biggest Afro contest. Register for this highly anticipated event on Eventbrite at World Afro Day Cleveland, and we can't wait to see your Afro and your face in the place. Hashtag World Afro Day Cleveland. Holla! Come on, guys. Come hang out with us in Cleveland, Ohio as we celebrate World Afro Day. Okay. So the question, what was the question again? I forgot the question.
It's water moisture.
That's water. Water only gets things wet. Water temporarily hydrates until it evaporates. Okay. All right. So I guess. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Somebody got. Its alkalinity. H2O is a universal solvent, not moist. Well, excuse us, Theo. All right. So now you guys answered the question.
Okay. Right. Well, y'all got to get over the fact that a coil has high surface tension. It is not going to automatically sop.
It's not a sponge.
It's not going to work like that. No, it has surface tension, which means the moment you pour it on, it's going around that And
I think they're confusing wet hair with moist hair. I don't know.
All
right.
I don't know.
Well, here's how they said you can find out if your hair is porous, if it's really absorbing the water. Here you guys go. This is the one.
I don't think I've ever known what my hair porosity is, so now that I'm curious, I want to figure out what my hair porosity is. My hair's been falling out all day, so this is perfect because I already have a piece of hair ready. It says take a clean strand of hair, place it into a cup of water, leave and wait for 3 minutes. I'm pretty sure my hair is really dirty, but it's just gonna have to work because I don't got no clean piece of hair right now. So this is the water. I'm gonna take the pieces of hair and drop it into the water. Now we leave it and we wait for 3 minutes. So let's wait. From the looks of it, my hair is already sinking to the bottom, so that says a lot. Is it at the bottom? Dang, it just shrunk to the bottom. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't even need to wait the 3 minutes because I'm pretty sure it's not going to float from here. This means that I have high porosity hair. High porosity hair allows for strands to effortlessly soak up elements of water and moisture. So this means that my hair needs a lot of moisture, or that it soaks up a lot of moisture. I don't know, something like that, right? So basically, high porosity means that your hair soaks up moisture and water way more than somebody with low porosity. Okay. Well, now I know I have high porosity hair. Now I gotta go find hair products that are good for high porosity hair.
Oh my God.
Y'all see the money grab? I actually have a graphic for that. Oh, that got everybody going. If it's on top, your hair porosity level. Oh, you can't see the bottom down there. It says, sorry guys, I should have made it a little bit smaller. Okay, let me tell you what it says. Okay. To the left, it says if the hair sits on top, it's low. If the hair sits in the center,
and if it sits in the center, what? It's medium. And then if it sinks to the bottom, it's high. That's what I got from it. I think Kilolo froze. And I think we're stuck. Yoo-hoo. Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. Kilolo! Where'd you go? Anyway, let me just give you the skinny on what is really going on here. Just from a scientific perspective. You got it? Oh my gosh, she's gonna come back in. But here is the skinny and the science on what is going on with hair porosity levels. Hair does not have a natural porosity because hair is hydrophobic. There is nothing to measure. Now, case in point, you put an orange, you put an apple, you put a blueberry, you put a strawberry, and submerge it into water, right? Once you take it out and you cut it, there is no water in it. Does that make sense? There is no water in it. When you cut open and slice open a hair, water doesn't come out. Does that make sense? So, or when you pull your hair and you see the bulb, there is no water there either. It's only a waxy, kind of oily white bulb, grayish, yellowish kind of bulb at the end. So even when you were to slice it in half, right? You've never seen any, when you're split ends, we don't get any water dripping out or precipitating out or any type of leakage, right? So the hair having a porosity level without being chemically altered or denatured or altered, it doesn't have a porosity. It only has a porosity when you begin to create some type of permeation, either through process of coloring, or you can do some type of different pH change, right? And so at that point, just to finish this point, I don't know where Kilolo went, but I did want to just finish that point. Let's see where you went. Let's see where she went. My goodness, man. This is what happens when you're live. Wow. Let's see where she is. And I can't see your guys' questions on my end, so I really don't. And I know she's trying to get back on. Let's see what she's going on. But if you guys still put your questions up, I think that we will I won't be able to see them. Oh, okay. Here she comes. Oh yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
We got it. We good. We good. We good in the neighborhood.
Oh, well, we kind of finished the conversation about the porosity, the natural porosity versus the chemical alteration. Therefore, the hair has a porosity after the surface changes in some way.
Okay.
We finished.
All right, we got that done.
Did everybody hear that?
I think they did. Are you guys still okay? Here we go. We got a chat here. I don't know if the product is too thick. The product does not absorb well. More lightweight products absorb better.
Right. Well, I think Vijo. Is that Vijo?
Vijo.
Any oil, anything, because there is no molecule smaller than water. The water molecule is the tiniest. So water is not meant to be absorbed. So any, no product is absorbing.
None.
Unless you have what we call a process of allowing the surface to react. There must be a denaturing process in order to permeate the hydrophobic shell, the metasanoic acid around the cuticle, which makes it hard like your fingernails. It is not designed to make
the companies right. Now remember, guys, we gotta sell y'all something. Y'all do understand this situation now. Come on now, dog. We just hold on. We just gotta tell y'all the truth now. Bye, Joe. I know that ain't what you want to hear now, but this is America, and we have to make these things, palatable. We try to find words that can, evoke a feeling. They call it the emotion quotient.
Whoa.
That's what they use to try to get you to feel or have a sense.
Yeah.
So the product is not, if you're not chemically altering that hair using some type of a swelling agent or a denaturing, something like
the surface must give way to receive.
Right.
And because right.
And lightweight products just means it got more
just
water.
Lightweight products, right?
It's just lightweight. That's all. They just put a little bit more water in. Okay, that's all. Okay, they just dilute it down, but it sounds better if we say lightweight versus diluted.
Now to prove my point, you're washing dishes. You're washing. You're washing dishes. You're washing dishes. You're washing dishes and washing dishes. And the body responds to a chemical moisture level or some type of change in and because your skin is designed to repel water. What does your fingers and your skin do when you have submerged them into water too long?
They start to wrinkle.
They start to wrinkle because the skin is now contracting and it's conserving. Okay? It's contracting because it wants to tighten the pore. It is going to keep the water out and keep the water balanced at all costs. So your skin begins to shrink. you see it optically as a wrinkle.
Mm-hmm.
And they get what? So when we are shampooing hair, and when I shampoo, I don't determine the softness of hair until I put my hands back in the dryer. Because when my hands are wrinkled, I can't get a real read on how the hair feels.
Mm-hmm.
Because my skin is wrinkled.
Right.
So
And you see why that's why sometimes we wear gloves and stuff and then we take them off and then we want to get in there and feel, because we know that we keep washing wet, hair all day with our fingers, and the mind is going to perceive all the fibers because our fingers are wet. So we wear the gloves and we take it off. So this is the professional way. But Marks M says, okay, Cheryl, I'm rocking with you. But can you explain why a clean strand of hair sometimes float and then sometimes a clean strand of hair sinks in the water?
And I keep telling you guys, surface tension matters. When you put a hair, it depends on how you put it in. Because if you put it in at an angle, for some reason, the water tension makes the marble or the paper or sink. But if there's too many molecules on this side, it tips and then it sinks to the bottom.
Right, because that can speak to.
But if you put it even just on the top and the surface tension is equal on equal parts, it won't sink.
Right, because that's going to speak to what's on the hair.
There is something on the hair.
The hair, right? Because if the hair if it's got something on it, you're going to get a different read, and we don't always clean.
There is no surface tension now. Surface is the same principle as electrostatic. The moment you because the electrostatic has the hydrogen bonds fixated in a frozen way. So now your hair is wet set. The moment you put water or you get into moisture, the hair begins to reset.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have static on your pant leg. But you spray it with some kind of trigger, the molecules release and it'll sink.
Yeah.
It's the law.
So some of it
has nothing to do with hair. Like I said, y'all can Google it all day, please. P. Lolo, put it up there. Is hair hydrophobic or philic?
It popped up on its own.
Yep.
Okay, here we go, guys. I got some internet, so don't hate. Let me take this down. Don't hate, Theo. All right, let me show it. Got some internet. Y'all want none. Y'all want none. Is hair hydrophilic or hydrophobic? Survey says. Here we go, guys. Hair is hydrophobic, meaning it tends to repel water, according to hair care science. This is due to the presence of a hydrophobic lipid layer, mainly composed of 18 methyl
Sanazoic.
Sanazoic is staying on the membrane. 18 MEAs. That sounds like a gun, don't it? On the hair surface, which is covalently bonded to the protein matrix. This sounds real smart shit, The lipid layer helps protect the hair shaft and contributes to a smooth, lustrous appearance.
Okay.
So hair is hydrophobic.
Right. So 18 is for the amount of molecules. Methyl, is a gas. Okay. Sanazoic is what that baby comes into the world with. It is a lipid layer. It repels the scalp, wax, and dandruff, all of those things, all those cells, your sebaceous gland, that stuff is waxy.
Right.
Because your body and you are as a human would mildew.
Right. It wants it off. It's like, get away.
Right. Yeah, so your sweat is salty and greasy because the pH for you is to be slightly alkaline. This is a science. It's not.
Theo has that in the chat, guys. He didn't know we were going to say that. He beat us to the punch. It does say here, however, this hydrophobic nature can be altered by various factors, including, there it is, guys, chemical treatments.
It's called altering or denaturing. Okay. And the process of denaturing a protein is primary, secondary, and tertiary.
Y'all got that? They're like, go on with y'all bad
The
self.
only reason why it's tertiary because there's 3 layers to a hair strand, which most people should learn in try 3 again, ecology. You know what I mean? So anyway, you guys get the point.
I get the point.
Y'all get the point.
They get the point. I'm trying to shrink it back down, but it's not letting me. Oh, Cheryl said hit escape. There you go, Cheryl. I remember you taught me that. I remember, Cheryl, like, after you hit escape. All right. You are the future. Yes. This is great. I mean, this is some great stuff. I think we got one last one, then we out here, okay?
Right. Okay.
One last one. We got down the top 5. Let's count them down in case you just walked in. The top 5 signs of fake natural hair education. Number 1, if they are teaching you to float a strand of hair in a cup of water, it's fake. If they are telling you that the hair can absorb stuff, it is fake. If they are talking about heat damage, it is fake. We gave you an answer. They do that to your blue jeans? No, they do not. And the last one, one before was finger combing. Okay, that was the first one. And then here is our last one, is about those bonnets. If you are getting some education about wearing bonnets, buyer, student, beware. Here we go.
Now, pillowcases have stolen more edges than perimenopause. Y'all know I ain't lying, but one of those things you can't control, but the other one you can. So let me introduce you guys to Lulu. Okay, she's black on the outside, she's red on the end. She's my red bottom bonnet. And the satin here will protect your hair so it don't dry it out. It's got a thick band here.
People ask me about satin pillowcases.
Where did that come
bonnets from? Don't dry your hair out.
I mean, like, seriously. Okay, so I mean, but what draws out the moisture in the pillowcase? Like what?
Let me play it again. Let me play it. Maybe let me just play it one more time. Here we go.
Now, pillowcases have stolen more edges than perimenopause. Y'all know I ain't lying, but one of those things you can't control, but the other one you can. So let me introduce you guys to Lulu. Okay, she's black on the outside, she's red on the end. She's my red bottom bonnet. And the satin here will protect your hair so it don't dry it out. It's got a thick band here.
We keep trying to tell y'all, this is America. You have to sell y'all something.
I know.
I'm not even understanding the pillowcases taking out your edges. People ask me, someone had their kids with some lock. Well, I bought them a satin pillowcase. I bought them a silk pillowcase. No. If you're being taught that, that's fake.
I mean, but what's drawing out the moisture?
I have no idea.
You mean there's what? No! Please, come on, guys.
I can't.
Just don't let this one go.
5 signs of fake. Okay, here we go. We got an answer. Thank you so much, Kay. Pillowcases are cotton. We have been told that's a no-no for black hair. Cotton. Here's another one. I think she's referring to cotton pillowcases that supposedly dry out hair. Man, folks been sleeping on cotton.
Oh God.
Oh my God. We've been on cotton. Degree of all hair fabrics absorbing natural hair moisture. Okay. They're except for Theo, they're adamant that the cotton pillowcases. Oh, do y'all really think the cotton? Oh my.
You think cotton has the ability to draw out what we already said was not in. Now,
I would have never thought y'all would have said cotton. I am verklempt. Let me clutch my fake. I got a fake necklace on. Hold on. Let me clutch my cubic zirconia. Oh my Lord. And we're not trying to be funny, but some of this stuff, I mean, we sound cynical. Please forgive us. We're just trying to make light of this.
But we want you to get on something more logical so you can save money, so you can be in what is logical and what is scientifically true, so you can stop wasting your money. And want you guys to understand that you guys are indexing high in the consumer market, which keeps drawing Chinese and Asian, they keep driving to this market because of the level of gullibility. And we want you to be able to stop.
Yeah, you can't fall for the okey doke.
Right. Because all I'm asking you is, we already told you the only thing that is on, because the pillowcase, if that was the case, there wouldn't be a dry jerry curl. There would have been dry jerry curls all over the goddamn place. If the pillowcase was the issue,
and then, like he said, your skin, like we sleep on. We don't think that our skin is sucking it out of our skin. I mean, I'm surprised. Now that one was new to me. I was looking for something else.
Well, okay, so you think that the cotton
they don't. This is
would
what
dry out the skin. No, but will leave the skin moist,
but
then dry out the hair. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think they put that two together.
Well,
but Theo pointed it out, so I just read it. Here's another. Yeah, we're waiting. Let's see. Now we know y'all didn't say that. Y'all just hold on. Did people wear shower caps? Yes, they did. They did. Here's another one. So cotton doesn't draw out the moisture. Wow, there's no moisture for the cotton to dry out. Like hair is coated.
I mean, but
like
dry it, but
draw out. I'm sorry, not dry.
If we told you there is, now I want you to grab a strand, forget putting the hair strand in some water, cut it open and see if something comes out.
Please do it. Anybody got an X-Acto knife or something?
Right. I want you guys to understand the best way for me to explain this. How many times have you guys put a peppermint candy in your mouth?
Me.
Okay.
We pluck out a hair. I've been snatching hair out all day long.
You take it out and you pop it open. It's dry as a bone. That's the same principle as hair. Cut it open. No water coming out. I'm sorry. Ain't no moisture retention in there.
How many? That's my strand of hair. What if I squeezed it with my fingers like this, Cheryl?
Some shit gonna come out.
Watch out. Here come on the end. Watch out, y'all. Here come. Splash. What y'all know about that? I said 1 for the trouble, 2 for the base. What y'all know about that? It's the world there. Don't matter, just don't bite it. Splash. If I squeeze this hair strand, all that water. Wait a minute.
You mean all that moisture retention?
Let me put it in there. Let me just put it in here. Y'all want to know? Hold on. Hold on. Okay, it's in here. It's been sitting.
Okay.
It's wet. You see that? Let me make sure they can see it. Okay. There's the water on it. Now, when I squeeze it, that little bead of water should suck up in there, shouldn't it, Cheryl?
Yeah, it should have went in.
It should have went in by now. Come on, damn it.
That's that surface tension.
Damn it, get up. Get in there. Cuticles. Shazam. Open sesame. Come on. Where the black magic at? Where y'all black people with y'all magic? That water is still, this is some.
I know y'all stick for us.
This water is not sucking in. Okay. What if I put some cotton? Here goes some cotton right here.
Okay, now the cotton. Okay, paper towel.
Y'all see the little bead? Let me get, there's the water. It's on there. It's gone.
What?
Did the water? Did the
I don't get it,
suck
guys.
that water up?
I don't. Now the surface of the pillowcase is going to only take what's on the surface of your head. It does not have a powerful pull.
It's just cotton, y'all. Look at this.
And snatch y'all.
Hey, if this cotton snatch some shit out my hair, y'all better come get my black ass. Now I ain't playing. Lawana, don't be dropping them damn laughing emojis. If this water sucked this out my hair, y'all best to come and get me.
No.
Come and get me. Here's another one.
So to answer the question, no, it doesn't happen.
All right, here we go. Can heat damage hair when it's dirty? Can't heat damage hair when it's dirty, right? What? No.
No,
it's dirty.
Right. It's just dirty. It's just gonna cook what's on top.
It's gonna smell. It's gonna cook what's on top of it. Okay. So
and you're gonna smell it.
Okay, here's another one. But people slept with plastic caps on with jerry curls. That's because they didn't want to get the stuff on their pillowcases. They wasn't trying to keep it moisturized.
But they was just trying to create a barrier.
Yeah. So they weren't
trying to keep no moisture in.
All right. Does scalp brushing
plastic precipitates? It makes moisture rise, not go down. So they was just wearing it to keep it from a barrier from their skin laying on the pillow.
That's it. Next one. Does scalp brushing with a toothbrush, you're so cute, with a toothbrush emoji, promotes hair growth, or is that a trend?
A trend.
It's a trend.
Now, don't go screwing that
up. See if it's gonna suck it up.
Right. Don't go mixing that up with dry brushing for circulation on your legs. Okay? That's not the same thing. Scalp skin is not the same as leg skin.
Exfoliation, yeah. So when you use that loofah brush to exfoliate your skin, you cannot do that.
For cellulite and things of that nature to get the blood to some of the surface of the skin, and they'll massage it real. It's called effleurage, but no, it's not to. You guys go in there and start scratching or massaging or doing all that dry brushing. The immune system is going to send a message that the it's injured, and then you're going to get probably an extra layer of skin. It's going to be because it's sending a different kind of message on the scalp than it sends on the other parts of your skin. So don't do that.
Yeah. So Theo says absolutely. He said it's the worst brush for the scalp. So don't put your toothbrush on your scalp. He says it right here. Toothbrush is for your teeth. Don't do that, guys. Okay. Another question. It says, okay, here we go. I see you, Susan. Very informative. So what type of hair covering should we use? Just a scarf. If you want to tie it down, just use a scarf. Because Afro hair.
Ask yourself this question. Why would you be putting a barrier? Now, if you do wear a scarf, you don't want your hair moving because you want it to stay put, and you've already combed it and kind of pre-styled it for the night. You don't want it to move is a reason
to tie it.
But
you got to tie it, not bind it.
For no,
Where's
no
she at?
Who
said
not for no chemical reason.
Where that little smart? Where that little smart whippersnapper at? Where's she at? Where'd she go? Here she go. Her little smart ass. There she go. What's up, Body Electric Supplement?
Body Electric.
She said friction breaks hair. So if you're in a bonnet, you got major friction all day long. So just ditch the bonnet, tie it down like Cheryl said. You're trying to preserve the style.
You just don't want it to. You don't want your
hair to move.
Shift.
Because if you're in a bonnet, now you know a bonnet. That's
It's
It's shifting all day. Leave that bonnet alone, okay? If you want to put some makeup on and hold your hair out of your face, you can go ahead on and put your bonnet on and hold your hair out.
Because of
you want to slide your shirt on and you don't want to get makeup, it'll help slip the turtleneck on. It serves a purpose, but don't sleep. Yeah. How you say this? I like this. Scarf is for control upon sleeping. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, here we go. So if hair doesn't absorb water, what are we supposed to use for moisture? That's a good one. Let me give her a hand clap for that one. Cause y'all stuck on the moisture thing. But here we go, Cheryl. They getting their Cheryl on tonight. We need some moisture. How do we get to moisture? I think you guys are confusing coated hair with moisture. Because hair is like your lips. You want a Vaseline. You don't really want to take water or a cream, like a cold cream. You don't want to put that on your lips because then it's like, brown cow.
So let's just say today,
your hair
there's nothing wrong with my lips. I'll either put on a gloss or whatever. But sometimes when you may have a different temperature change, winter to just a change. You also could have went swimming, or you could use the wrong body or shower gel, or you got sick, or you just kept licking your lips for a while and they got a little sore in the
Remember that rash? You want the kids to get that from?
Right. And so
remember kids, she had a whole ring around her mouth from.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, your skin is attached to your immune system. And that's the only way the surface of your lips begin to change because of the environment. But now to answer your question, if the hair is hydrophobic, okay, and you know that Madison Avenue is going to sell you something and want you to fill and line the pockets of capitalism, okay? And if you are a healthy particular person and you have really good hygiene and grooming habits, and you make sure that your hair is clean and you have grooming, there's only for style, movement, and shine purposes would you need to use something external. But the problem is it's not part of your cortex that keeps the bonds supple in making hair. That is not. There's nothing in my jar now that it can make it. I just told you, feel, look, and shine is what those maintenance moisturizers in the grocery store, in the OTC beauty supplies, that is what those things are for. They're for your fingertips. They're for your look, the shine, the smell. They're for style transition.
Aesthetics. Yes.
They're for detangling. They're for more technical styling purposes, not the fact that they're maintaining the health
or
and
moisture,
stabilizing and the stability of the actual hair strand genetically. It's not doing that.
Yeah, because what you're doing is, let's take my hair. You wouldn't want this moisturized. You would use like an oil sheen, something that's going to coat it and give it some slip. So when I comb it, right, the friction of the comb, it'll glide through, and in the appearance, because like Cheryl said, all of this is cosmetic. Without some oil sheen or this is some hair. I got some of Cheryl C. Morrow's, hair cream on it. I got some oil sheen on it, and that's making it look, but it's not moist. It's coated. It has a oil sheen or a spray. Now, if I took a hairspray,
it's gonna weather. It's gonna wear off, and just by her being outside, going to the store, going to work, and just going, you know what I mean?
Right.
Temperature changes at night, whatever the case may be. It's all environmental.
Right.
Environmental response.
Right. So the moisture is not. It's an overreach, and it's probably unrealistic because You really can't walk around with wet hair. But if you want that moist feel and look, you need a jerry curl. But
you guys have to understand, the jerry curl was not wet because it was wet, y'all. That was science on why it had to be wet. Straight, and we don't have time to break that down right about now. But
yeah.
that was a sophisticated pH system of why that needed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Dry curl came after, which is another conversation. But the point is that you're talking wetness. Moisturization is the assumption that something is supple.
Right. And this hairstyle cannot be supple. It can't. Wet. I don't want any more. I want every anti-humectant known to mankind. And the best the best anti-humectant to keep the hair straight is going to be some type of an oil. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Something's got to be Greek because water is going to
can't break the barrier.
And the hair won't. Now, if I
go
right now, if I stick it in this water, right, then what's going to happen, Cheryl? Let's put it in here. Y'all know I love y'all. Y'all see, we got to do all this on here.
And then, because then y'all gonna see her real texture. Okay.
And this is what I'm just gonna let it come out so they can see.
And the reason why it's straight now because she's colored. Okay. But once the crevices, it permeates the cuticle layer, you're gonna start seeing the hair is gonna go. It's going to start twisting, the water triggers there, and then you're going to start seeing her natural texture.
Yes, humectants attract moisture from the air. Thank you. Y'all can see it. See it starting to bend. Y'all see it just a little bit. Mm-hmm. It's starting to happen. Just stick around here. Starting to go back to Africa there just a little bit.
Because water is a coil trigger. Because the way she has her hair now, that is abnormal.
Yeah.
Now that she has a water trigger, it's now relaxing back. The style she has now is the tension style. To coiled people, straight hair going this way is a tension style.
Yeah, y'all see it?
It's like the size.
Y'all see it? It's starting to. Here it comes. It's going back to Africa.
It's relaxing.
I don't think so. Y'all see it? See the little, it's starting to move. By the end of the night, all that's going to be. You see what I'm saying?
Doesn't want you to do to your sweater.
Right. So if we wash our hair, hold on. Wait a minute, Cheryl. Hold on. So if we wash every week, comb our hair daily, put it in plants to reduce tangles, that's it. Yep.
That's it. This is what I do. That's it.
Come on, show your turn.
Now, this is the reason why I can wear my hair wet. Because I wear my hair wet. Because I have a style that can do that. Kilolo wears a nice blow dry. She cannot have any water. So I just, I just put my, I'm going to bed, baby. I ain't putting shit on this hair, baby. I'm going to sleep. That's it. There you go. It's going.
Yeah. It's starting to move there. Now, if I was to put some soap on it and bust up the oil on it, it would really.
Right. You mean disturb the pH, right?
Yeah. Disturb the who?
Disturb the pH.
Yes, if I put some soap on it, then it'll really start going. Exactly. Okay. So we hope you guys are free from the top 5 signs of fake natural. Hold on. Water hydrates the hair, not moisturize. No, water wets. It's just wet. Water is just wetting the hair.
Wow. It's so wet. Yeah, moisturization is once again, it's a cosmetic word. It does not belong to the natural hair world.
No.
That's a cosmetology word.
Thank you. Because it's not altered. So You ain't did nothing to it. It's natural.
And if your hair is natural and you put, it can only be wet. Now it may not be drippy wet, but the moment you touch it, you're gonna feel something come off. That's wet. It's not water drippy wet, but nonetheless, there's something on the surface, because I wouldn't have been able to feel it, and it wouldn't be on the pillowcase if there was nothing on the surface. But the pillowcase is not drawing something within the cortex and drawing it out. No, it's just soaking up what you guys build
have
up
on top, right? Yeah, that oil and stuff that you got on top of your hair. Okay. All right. So we thank you so much, Theo. We see you in the chat. Sean, you know what, they stayed I don't. Every time I think y'all gonna get off, y'all stay on. We've been on this for 2 hours, and they still. We love. Let me give you guys a big round of applause, and we hope that now you guys. Let me just give that right quick. We hope you understand why Shirley and I will not be complicit in this. Oh, wait, one more. Here it goes. They ain't gonna stop. One more. So if you are chemically treated, then you moisturize.
At that point, the surface now has been permeated. And that's why a chemically treated surface does not react to the weather. Okay? So no matter where you go, the moisturization stays put. And you can go on the ship in the moisture, in the humidity, in all these particular environments, and the hair does not react because the surface cuticle layer has been what? Treated.
Altered. It's been altered. It's been treated.
Or treated. You know how when you treat your wood in your deck and it's weathered after 10 years and you get it re-shellacked? That's the same concept that you're doing to natural surfaces. And if you have hair that is unchemically treated, that 18-methylsanozoic acid lipid layer is unbothered. It's not touched, it's not rearranged, it's not enhanced, or it's not altered in any way.
No.
To alter that layer is to become chemically treated, colored, relaxed, pressed. It doesn't make a difference. You're still altering it pH-wise. That is what cosmetology does. Natural hair world, that's what Black Hair Care uses cosmetology as its knowledge base. The natural hair care world doesn't seem to get a knowledge base.
That's why I said in the beginning, remember, where are they directing their people? Where are they? Where are they? What is the goal with that hair?
What is the goal with the knowledge? What is the goal with the education? Because the education and things that you guys, the premises you guys are in, the assumptions that you guys are under is not leading you guys to what? Satisfaction, great product usage, sticking to one. I mean, it's all over the place. And I'm sorry to say, and I don't, and we are trying to do better and to not do us versus them. That is not the point. The point is falsehood versus scientific truth. That is more of what we are intending to do here. And so we just want your results in your pockets to stop being what? Toiled with. You guys just spending money because everybody, on average, you got about $45 to $50 to $75 worth of shit under there in their basket.
And still not happy with your hair. One last video, a super duper shout out to the cosmetologists and barbers who helped volunteer to do some hair over yesterday. So here we go right quick. I forgot. Woo! A time we had at the Rainbow Terrace Family First Back to School Hair Cutting and Hair Braiding event this past Sunday. We would be remiss if we did not send a super duper big shout out and thank you to Unique Beauty Supply and Remy Touch Hair and Beauty Supply. These two beauty supply stores provided us with everything we needed to make sure that the children would return to school looking exactly the way that they wanted to look. Also, thank you to all the wonderful licensed professionals, aunties, aunts, and uncles who came out to make sure that these children's hair looked exactly the way that they wanted. It was such a wonderful event. Make sure you look out for more information from Family First because I'm quite sure this will not be their last event. We really enjoyed all of the girls, all of the boys, and of course, the family and the staff at Rainbow Terrace were phenomenal. Thanks, Waverly. You did that. Result, Waverly Willis put out a call for us to come and help braid the children's hair, which we did. And so thank you again, Rainbow Terrace Family First and Waverly Willis of Urban Cuts, and to all the wonderful cosmetologists who came out to help. All right. Okay, one last thing and then we're done. It says if we keep our hair in plaits, we will retain more length. Cheryl.
I well, I'm not saying keep your hair one way or another. What I am saying is that there is no buy-in. But when you are natural, you should be enjoying the fullness of cultural hairstyles and traditional American hairstyles or just traditional Black American hairstyles. Because I am not keeping my hair this way. It's just convenient for me to go throughout my day when I'm not traveling or I'm not doing business meetings and I'm just home. But this is not, I don't protective hairstyle. And I think that you're implying that there is a staple way because retaining length means your follicles are working. It has nothing to do with the hair down here. And I'm worried about the hair at the follicle level as an expert. I don't care what's going on down here because this will take care of itself.
Yeah, that's true.
What is it about the natural hair world that is consumed with white beauty standards? You guys are obsessed with length. When Afro hair does not obtain length, it obtains mass,
volume,
then weight, then it will grow. But to be consumed, I mean, absolutely consumed, and then you guys are saying that you created natural hair care to get rid of the white standards of beauty. That is one of the issues that we started with the dysmorphia, because I'm thinking that there's something going on that is a distortion. And as Black women, and when it starts when it starts being in the culture so much that we see these neglectful pockets of children and women, we're going to have a conversation. And I think that just even to retain length, what is it? Because in the afros, we talked about big ass afros. We didn't talk about retaining an afro length. You know, man, you return in height. You know, you retain in mass. You know, you retaining. But this movement is obsessed with pulling it down and proving to each other and themselves that some reason it is this thing. Does it like we need you?
If you don't stretch it out, it won't even. If you don't straighten that hair out, it's not even. You'll never see it.
Yeah, why is
you just won't. If you have quote unquote natural hair, and you want to see that hair come down like mine, if I don't straighten this out, I will have a curly afro. That is just the truth of the matter. I won't see the length. It'll just never happen.
What is it about white girl length? It's white girl length. What is it about hair down your shoulders, down your chest and back? What is that? Because
There's
that
so much
is
work.
the standard of white beauty.
I think somebody said that. Kay. Thank you. Yeah. I'm sorry, Kay. Hold on. Oh shoot. It went somewhere. Hold on, Kay. There it is. There it is. Length is considered feminine. Yes.
Okay.
Here's another one. It says it's desirability. I already have thick nappy hair. I want men. You got to stretch it out. If you don't stretch that nappy hair out with a straightening comb or a relaxer, you ain't gonna see it. It could be down your, whatever. But we're gonna be back.
Want it to grow. There's nothing wrong with you wanting, your hair to grow a lot, and you want a lot of it. But there is something specifically when the word is lane.
We have to do a podcast on that, Cheryl, because that's
this area, and it is desirable and it is feminine, but it's designed from men, and it's not designed by women, and it's part of a beauty standard that has everything to do with other socio-political indicators in society, class. Okay, you said it, desirability. Black, but Black women are associated with volume. So our hair, but there's something specifically about having it starch down, and it's a psychological problem.
All right, so we'll be back. We will. Sorry for cutting you off, Cheryl. We'll be back on Thursday, right? And we're going on. Let me move this out the way. All right, quick. You guys are going to love this on Thursday. We're going to have Mr. Zaki Ali. He's the owner of Frequency Hair Studio. Also, that's where the fête du jour is going to be. And we're going to be talking about salon deserts. What's happening to Black hair salons as we gear up for the Beauty Under One Roof's Afro Hair Summit. That's going to be happening in September. So get ready to join us Thursday at 9:00 p.m. with Mr. Zaki Ali, and we're going to discuss salon deserts. All right. Okay, guys, we're going to get on up out of here. Let y'all get some rest, Cheryl. They got the water from the duck tonight. 2.5 hours. Good Lord, and 8 nickels. And y'all still coming through. Thank you so much, Sandra. We appreciate you so very much. Good night. Good night. Good night. And you guys, we will see you again on Saturday. You know what we say? We're signing out. We're talking about a whole lot of peace, a whole lot of love, and a whole lot of hair. But check it out. If you ain't got it, don't want it, can't stand the hair, you plan on cutting it off. You know what we say? Don't worry about them bald patches and bald heads, because all that is beautiful too. And so are you. So check out another good reason why you should come to the Beauty Under One Roof summit that's going to happen this fall, or summer rather, in September 14th and 15th. Here we go, guys. Y'all have a good night. Professionals, trichologists, innovators, and icons. The Afro hair education you've all been waiting for happens this September at the Beauty Under One Roof's Afro Hair Summit 2025 in Houston, Texas at the Hilton North near Bush Airport. 2 dynamic days of Afro hair education featuring the world-renowned cosmetic trichologist Cheryl Merle and certified master colorist LaDosha Wright. This summit includes a marketplace, Afro hair fashion show, panel discussion, day party, and concludes with a featured documentary film by Michael Sterling, American Curl, The Rise and Fall of the Curl. You can receive free shuttle and breakfast using the Beauty Under One Roof code. Visit us at beautyunderoneroof.com to get your tickets now. #Beauty Under One Roof. Deuces.